Very much. And you also have an update for it?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for inviting us to the meeting tonight. We are so happy to be here. We just had our student council elections, and I'm so happy to be here tonight representing Kylan as a part of the newly elected student council. I am Jakaya Levette, and here with me is the rest of our student council executive team, Tyson Kelly and Jay Smith. Malachi Covington could not be here with this news. We are going to talk to you a little bit about some of our favorite things that we have done through student council in the past and what we have planned to do this school year at Highland Elementary. We have so many ideas and are excited to help our school community. We are most excited about running our school store. Throughout the school year, there will be many fun and exciting opportunities for us, including fun day and classroom parties. Now I'm going to turn it over to Jay Smith, who will be speaking about some of his favorite student council activities that we have planned for the school.
Some of my favorite activities is that we have been able to do in the past with student council, like running over tricks. We are very excited to be able to do this at for fifth graders. But the current we are also working with our PTO to learn some of that activities in our school mindset, funding, and healthcare. We will also be working with teachers and the students that we can roll out in the department of positive behavior. We will everything is previous for children. There's things for artists and behavior. And I'm really care of the flexibility. This year, I'm excited to be the student council that I can work on our year. For our goal of really want to change student leaders with her once the board is full, each student we will also make a thing show through the student to members or get the how to get the I'm even more excited. How to come from heroes and I make out of that students. So other things that we have to restore the student that shows for coming up. I think I can do this for us and coming up.
We are looking forward to all that we have planned through student council and are looking forward to having another great year at Highland Elementary. Thank you again for inviting us to speak tonight at school board's meeting. And thank you for all that you do for our schools and community.
discussed before, there is a nationwide shortage of school bus drivers, and Ambridge area and Roach Transit and Beaver County and Pittsburgh area and Pennsylvania are no exceptions to. There is just a critical shortage of individuals to work. So with that in mind, we tried to start school with the routes that we had and the normal way of scheduling the buses and so on, which didn't work. And it was quite evident real quick that we didn't have enough people to do that. So with that said, we got concerned about it, the board was concerned about it, and thank you for inviting us to come in and talk to you about it and see what we could work out. But we did work with the board, and we did go back to the drawing board and put some routes together that we feel will work. We've not eliminated any bus stops, all the bus stops will be the same as what they always were, but there are some, pardon me, certain routes that are less populated than others, so we've taken those routes and kind of worked them in with the other ones to realize the idea that we probably get along with fewer buses. Again, in the sake of being able to utilize the resources that we have and the drivers we have. It's not going to have a big time impact on anyone. When we do roll out these new routes, the time should be pretty much within 5 or 10 minutes, pretty much all the way around, to say that you won't have a time change on your route, but you may be riding in a different bus. We have different designations for the new routes that we're making. We at our place are calling them alternative routes, but the alternative routes will work until we have an influx of drivers to come into the system. Again, we hate to do that. We hate the disruptions that were going on. It not only disrupted the children of the district, but it disrupted our company, and it was a very difficult situation to get through. We've worked tirelessly to try to be able to accommodate everybody on the time frames that were there, but the resources we have have just been lost. So by doing this, we feel that we can get everybody to school and home in a timely fashion. It is a little bit of a change. It will be some inconvenience here and there, but what the plan is to come out on October the 10th, I believe 10th or 11th. Yeah, we're going to start on the 10th with a new scheduling system. All the students and the parents will know that in advance, what the new bus route will be, what the new time schedule will be, and it'll give our people time to adjust to it. We have to have orientation with the drivers, meetings, and the drivers will have to go out and run the new routes just to make sure they work. Because on the 10th of October, we don't want any more of the problems that we've had since school started. So our plan is to get this perfected, to make sure it works. And I think it's a plan that will work. I have confidence in it that we're going to be able to do this and eliminate a lot of the problems that we've had since school started. So with that, I say thank you very much for the opportunity to work with you. And I'm sure that we'll get this figured out. And going forward, I hope that we can get some more drivers. Now, anybody that's been to any of the functions of the school district as far as open houses, board meetings and so on, see us recruiting, we are recruiting. And anybody that's willing to come, be trained to be a school bus driver, we'd be thrilled to have you. And we've got a lot of exciting things going on in our company. It's not all what you read on Facebook. It's a good company and a good place to live. So we invite you to come and be with us. So with that, thank you very much. Have a nice evening.
Thank you. Thank you for coming tonight and for taking the time. They met with us twice already about this, and we put a lot of time and effort into trying to fix problems going on. So thank you very much for taking that time.
Thank you.
Can you bring the microphone closer to me? Because I'm having a hard time.
Sometimes it breaks, but I'm trying. I just said thank you
Thank you.
for all of your hard work. You're welcome. I have a motion to accept the correct minutes of Wednesday, August 10th, meeting discussed voting and non-voting, and Wednesday, August 17th, board meeting. So moved. And second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Carries. I have a motion to accept the treasurer's report dated June and July 2000.
So moved.
And a second,
Second.
all in favor? Oops. Are there any amendments to the agenda?
Yes, Madam President, under personnel salaries and scheduling regulations, it's recommended to amend number 8 to reflect the revised effective start date to be October 3rd, 2022.
Thank you. Can I get a second? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Any other amendments to be? Seeing none, we will move on to public comment regarding agenda items. At this time, Mr. President, a couple words to comment on agenda items only. Each person must state their first and last name and address prior to speaking. Each resident will be allowed 3 minutes and can speak only once. This period for public comment prior to the standing committee reports will be limited to 1/2 hour. Although not required, board members desiring to address questions or concerns may do so after the residents' comments or questions or at the conclusion of the committee reports. There will still be an opportunity for residents to comment on any business relevant to the Alberta School District under open new business at the end of the meeting. Are you ready to speak this evening? Okay. Under committee report, education, technology, and systems, Mr. Beck.
Motion to approve items number 1 through 5.
Is there a second?
I will second.
Any board discussion to the second? Okay, have a roll call, please.
Mr. Carpenter,
Yes.
Mr. Davis,
Yes.
Mrs. Fisher.
Yes.
Mr. Gamer,
Yes.
Mrs. Bingham.
Yes.
Mrs. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Zani,
Yes.
Mr. Maravka.
Yeah.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Under finance, budget, buildings and grounds, Mr. Carpenter and Mr. Beaver.
Last bill, I'd like to move to approve 1 through 5.
And second,
Second.
any board discussion? Seeing none, have a roll call, please.
Mr. Carpenter,
Yes.
Mr. Davis,
Yes.
Mrs. Fisher. Mr. Gamer,
Yes.
Mrs. Bingham. Yes. Mrs. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Zani,
Yes.
Mr. Maravka. Motion carried.
Under athletic and public relations, we do not have any agenda items. Hearing your role in the legislature,
I'd like to move the adoption of item number 1.
thank you, have a second.
Second.
Any board discussion? Seeing none, have a roll call, please.
Mr. Carpenter,
Yes.
Mr. Davis,
Yes.
Mrs. Fisher.
Yes.
Mr. Gamer,
Yes.
Mrs. Bingham.
Yes.
Mrs. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Zani,
Yes.
Mrs. Maravka.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Under personnel, salary, schedule, and labor relations, Mr. Cephas and Mrs. Smith. Also, all new hires pending receipt of satisfactory current clearances, satisfactory drug screening, TB testing, responses by current and former employers, track 168 screening, and BE certification. For all of them.
Thank you. I will ask for a motion for items 1 and 2 as amended this evening. I'm saying, 1 through 12. As amended, thank you.
We have a second. Any board discussion on any of those items? And we'll probably,
Mr. Carpenter,
Yes.
Mr. Davis,
Yes.
Mrs. Fisher.
Yes.
Mr. Gamer,
Yes.
Mrs. Bingham. Yes. Mrs. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Zani,
Yes.
Mrs. Maravka.
yeah,
Motion carried.
thank you. Under President's Direct, the only thing I'm going to give you all tonight, just a community update. So there is on Saturday, there's a homecoming dance. It's written on my bag, but I'll try to be right on right. There's a homecoming dance, there's also a flag football camp and the festival church in the community. And then next Friday evening, for the middle school, like right before that, middle school is doing a tailgate for the high school varsity football game here at the high school for 6. And then Saturday, there's another tailgate, all of the elementary PTOs, and that is before the football games. Don't quote me, but if you don't want to. Oh, yeah, and parade, sorry. Yes, there's a parade. This Saturday. Right.
Right.
Well, the homecoming parade is Friday, there's another parade Saturday, Friday, so sorry, that's two parades. The festival too, okay. So Friday, before the homecoming, there is a parade that starts at 5:30, starting at the 911 center. And then Saturday, there's a festival churches parade, I do not minister. So that is an all day long event, where there's a parade that kind of kicks that off, and then there's things like community all day. Seven things there, that's a lot, but hopefully you see out there. Everybody gets to it. Why? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Hunter. The person that is in charge of the homecoming parade was asking that any sports or clubs or bands, any organizations that are school functions and or not, or just in the community, if they're interested in participating in the parade, you can get in contact, probably the easiest way at this point is just to call the main office on Facebook and introduce you to the appropriate person. That is tomorrow, Friday, not tomorrow, Friday at 5:30. If there's anybody that's interested, please contact Facebook. That would be great. Thank you. I don't have a question. Thank you.
I just wanted to, again, just thank you for this. Continue to try to fight the shortage and also being visible. I think I was able to sign up to start doing programs, any of the capacities and encourage people to continue to try to get every person in the development. This situation is more than appreciated. And I encourage what you said. To this policy. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Comment relevant to the Youngberry School District should now come forward. Each person must state their first and last name and address prior to speaking. Each person will be allowed 3 minutes and can speak only once. Good evening.
Jim Hewell, 1472 Merriman Road. What you have in front of you is just a list of most of the statistics that we've had with our teams since the inception, which was in 2002. Many of the girls, many of the coaches put in a lot of time, and at that time, we never received any remuneration for the playoffs or any preseason conditioning. And it wasn't until probably 6 or 7 years later where we got a little bit of money, which helped, which probably paid for the gas. But my question is, and I'm just going to keep asking it, is there a reason why that the job was just put out for bid? If there was an issue, maybe since I've been here for 63 years almost, that somebody could have approached me, we could have sat down and had a meeting. Instead of me hearing about stuff in Center Township and Hopewell and Aliquippa, and above, they're going to get rid of you, they're going to open up the job. All right, okay, the other, that's probably one of the most important ones, because I've heard about a lot of different things. And that's what needs to be addressed. And if there was an issue, then we could have met behind closed doors and discussed it. And if then you wanted to talk about who leaving the program, that's all fine. Because being backdoor, I didn't appreciate, especially being here with a lot of kids, running camps, clinics, and stuff like that for many years, helping some of your kids and a lot of other people's kids who couldn't throw a ball, who couldn't hit a ball or whatever. And by the time 6 years later, they hit a ball and threw the ball. Maybe they still had trouble, but at least that's what it's about. COVID, people do not understand. COVID did a whooping on us here at Anchorage because we couldn't do anything. Our rules with COVID were 10 times worse than any other school district. We weren't allowed in any gym, weren't allowed to do anything, let alone we had athletic directors that didn't even reschedule games. They didn't even schedule games, some of them. And I sat with Turk last year and scheduled all the games. and also the prior AD, because they didn't schedule junior high games but 4. How do you want to run a program whenever you can't even get kids to come in? When we ran the youth program, we had 200 and 300 kids in the youth program. And then when other people took over, it tanked. Why? There's a lot of different reasons why. You know, more sports were in, some people didn't like us, some people didn't like you. There's a lot of people that are not gonna like the coach all the time. And I still hear about that, we're gonna make this point clear, that people who pick all-star teams, all you do is put the kids' statistics out there, and other coaches pick the teams for all-stars.
Answer it, Flash.
Can't hear you at all.
Answer it, Flash.
The only thing that we can say is that there's the personnel cannot be discussed in public session.
You're gutless. That's what you are, gutless.
Most of them.
See me next month.
do. My name is Joe Couture. Rankin Township. If I may, just read a letter here real quick. Dear Evans Area School Board, I've asked my father to please read the statement for me as I am unable to be here today. My name is Broken Patula. I'm an Amherst alumni class of 2017. I was involved in school activities as much as I could while in high school, but many of the people who know me around the area often associate me with playing softball. It was basically my life since I was 6 years old. I have many people to thank for my softball journey, playing coach pitch, college softball. Besides my parents, James Public UR is a very close second, and I'm most thankful for. It's been brought to my attention, the school board is doing service at the Amherst Area High School softball program and Buckland. I'd like to think that I am a very understanding person, but what has come to this situation just seems very wrong to me. I would be more understanding of the situation if Lovell were talked to about what the plan was for the future, possibly doing one-year contracts. My understanding, he was not even told, no longer the coach, that an outside sources contacted him regarding who has been encouraged to apply for the job. What would come of this if this were to happen to a football or basketball coach? I have a few facts to state regarding Amherst athletics. I don't know if many of you know this, but besides boys volleyball, softball is the only team sport to win a state championship title in Amherst in the last 20 years. All right, softball winning states, the only other team sports to win state titles are the gymnastics teams in the 70s and 80s, although that's no longer a program here, and the boys basketball team in 1967. I've done a few calculations on the records of the following sports from seasons 11-12, 21-22, excluding COVID. Football, boys and girls basketball, softball, and baseball. I was able to get the conference and overall records from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette website. I picked these teams to compare because basketball and football are known to be the more popular sports played and watched in baseball because they have a similar number of games in softball. Here's what I found. Out of all 5 teams, softball is the only sport to have a conference and overall record of above 500 in the last 11 years. These are the overall winning percentages of the following sports in the last 11 years, excluding year 1920, because not every team played that season with COVID-19. Football team has a winning percentage of .185, 2 WPIL playoff appearances. Girls basketball, .478 winning percentage, 5 WPIL playoff appearances. Boys basketball, .477, 6 WPIL playoff appearances. Baseball, .313 winning percentage with 1 WPIL playoff appearance. Softball, .548, 7 WPIL playoff appearances. Another interesting fact, in the last 11 years, out of all the sports I've mentioned, besides girls basketball, softball is the only sport to have the same coach for this entire period. Lowe has not only been the softball coach here for 20 plus years, but he's also a former employee here at the Amherst Area High School District for 30 years. I feel that it's disappointing, unprofessional that Bubba had to find out about the softball coach because the way he did, being that he's been involved in the district for so long. Bubba's also put everything back into his players and team. 2 weeks ago, he held a golf outing. He's not even technically a coach. Amherst Area School District. That's what I'm saying.
Round
I got one more paragraph. He always made sure we all had the gear we needed, because we were all fed before and after games. Maybe he made sure we were succeeding in the classroom, on the field, and overall in life. I know everyone's not always up to agree with the coach's philosophy or the way of teaching skills, especially if someone is old. There is no reason to just kick it to the curb without saying after they've done so much for the school or for the program. I hope the statement has gotten my thoughts, points across about the situation clearly. Thank you. It's one of the past that on because as a parent or a player and a supporter of American softball for the last 20 years, what's being done here is wrong. Individuals that are being suggested for this position probably don't want to do that. So do me a favor, do yourself a favor. Bring it to your practice. Thank you.
Thank you, and please thank your daughter.
Microphone, you cannot hear you.
I have some personal that he please confirm that Mr. Mueller was notified by the district commission that the
Yes, I notified Coach York that the board decided to open the position that he could retire for the board director. And I also let Mr. York, Coach York, know that he was not recommending to continue the position.
Are there any other comments this evening? Okay. The motion to adjourn,
So moved.
for a second. All in favor?
Take the powers, coming back. Like that.